President Biden, it's never too late to right a wrong. History is full of some pretty terrible injustices. Just take the story of D.M. Bennett, for instance. D.M. Bennett was a thinker, writer, and publisher of The Truth Seeker. In post-Civil War America, Bennett was quite well known for writing that the quest for truth should not be dictated by tradition, religion, or authority, but by reason and the scientific method. Controversial in his time, yeah, but nothing in his writings remotely fell outside what the First Amendment was designed to protect. But this ordinary American was put on trial and found guilty just for expressing his beliefs. You see, Bennett was also a leader seeking to repeal what is often called the Comstock Act. This law was used to prosecute literature, art, and even scientific texts that Comstock thought to be obscene. A professional anti-vice crusader, Comstock would fondly call it my law. It was framed as legislation against obscenity, but its vague and expansive wording allowed the prosecution of anything Anthony Comstock considered immoral. This included prosecuting even opponents of the law, like Bennett himself. Bennett was prosecuted and incarcerated under the Comstock Act, serving 11 of the 13 months of hard labor in a New York prison. Let's not mince words. The prosecution of this ordinary American for expressing a political opinion is grossly unconstitutional, violates the letter and spirit of the First Amendment, and is a stain on America's commitment to free speech. But you know the worst part? The law, the Comstock Act, is still on the books. You see, the development of First Amendment law through the 20th century essentially beat the Comstock Act down to its last breath. But the law itself was never repealed in all those years. Now, 145 years after Bennett was jailed, the law is showing signs of life, as some judges are toying with bringing back Victorian-era legal standards. Recent cases in Texas and even the Supreme Court have threatened to resurrect the Comstock Act, putting everyone's First Amendment freedoms at risk. And I do mean everyone, including you. The moment the government and its actors can censor and punish you for speech they disagree with is the second that free speech dies. We can't let that happen. Anthony Comstock's cold, dead hands should not be allowed to reach from beyond the grave to claw back America's hard-won constitutional rights. And that's why FIRE calls on President Biden to pardon Mr. Bennett, whose only crime was speaking his mind. President Biden, it's never too late to do the right thing. Pardon D.M. Bennett for his conviction under this unjust law